welcome to SteamPunk. This is your host, SteamPunk Bob, and we just started kicking up Dust, an Elysian tale. Or, according to the trailer, Elysian tale? Yeah, anyway, Dust is our amnesiac main character's name. Or at least the one he's given by the talking sword that flies into your hands as soon as the game really gets started. You're accompanied by a flying orange nimbat named Fidget and your talking sword. And really, when your sword is the only one in your adventuring party who might know what's going on, you should probably talk to your GM. About the pronunciation of the title, the voice acting in trailer consistently pronounce it Elysian. But whenever I ran into this word before in the Greek heroic afterlife context, I always saw it pronounced Elysian. Have I just been saying it wrong this whole time, or did Humble Hearts take a real word and make up their own way to say it? I return, and I bring knowledge. Okay, so according to the Cambridge Dictionary website, both pronunciations are correct. Elysian is the British way of saying it, and Elysian is the American way to say it. Huh. Anyway, Dust is a hybrid of several genres. It's got heavy RPG elements, but real-time combat. It also involves a lot of brawling with screenfuls of enemies in a beat-em-up fashion, and exploration reminiscent of a Metroidvania game. I guess you'd just throw it under action RPG. There are two mechanics in this game that I really think need a spotlight. First, its combat has a similar element to the recent Batman Arkham games. Pretty much no matter what button I push in combat, Dust does something badass. Second, the fact that the combo meter actually does something. If your hit combo expires due to time rather than getting hit, you get bonus experience. On its own, this wouldn't be too remarkable, except that the amount of damage you deal is a major part of this bonus experience. This means that when you backtrack to old areas of the game, now that you have new exploration moves, you still gain not insignificant amounts of experience, along with cash and prizes. Yeah, you don't level up as fast as if you were going through the latest area you've gained access to, but you don't stop leveling up just because you're going back to the first area of the game now that you've learned to slide through those narrow tunnels. Now, as you've probably seen, this game is very anime. If you don't really enjoy anime-styled stuff, you'll probably find the look and feel of this game to get really annoying really fast. The controls are also a bit looser than I'd like at times, especially on the exploration elements. It's not overly slippery, but on a scale from Sonic 2006 to Bleed, Dust controls like Super Mario 64. It's not bad controls, but when you're used to better ones, you occasionally do things like walk off platforms and miss your chance to jump. The combat controls aren't too much trouble, though at times it feels like it doesn't matter much what you do. As long as you're aware of the enemy and attempting to fight them, you'll usually be just fine. On the other hand, this game has achieved something possibly more badass than what was arguably the best part of Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, when you suplexed a train. In this volcano stage, I was able to jump in the air, whack a plane a couple times with my sword, then grab it by the cockpit and pile drive it into the ground. There are no words that can describe the joy this action brings me. I have not been this pleased at an insignificant detail in a video game since Captain Commando, when you could be a baby in a robot suit who could use his robot suit to pilot mechs within the stages. Anyway, what do I think of Dust? Well, as far as gameplay, it's got solid mechanics, lots of different exploration abilities. Aside from a slight bit of slop in the platforming, it works great. 4 out of 5. Coal Dust makes an okay story. It just wasn't a particularly interesting story overall. The game did bring intentional laughter several times, with no real groaners. It had a couple of good ideas, though, and there wasn't much of anything bad about it, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. In the Steam department, this game is beautiful. Unless you hate anime styling with a passion, there's no way to think this game is anything but visually amazing. The sound is pretty solid as well, with one exception. The voice acting is kinda middling at times. Still, the visuals are well above par. 4 out of 5. Bun Polish Electric. This game involved a lot of exploration, fighting monsters, solid combat. This game was a lot of fun. Whether you're fighting flying pigs or exploring for that last bit of treasure in a map, I enjoyed the bulk of my time in this game. 5 out of 5. I give Dust and Elysian Tale 17 out of 20, and it's definitely something that action gamers or anime fans should pick up.